Welcome in, YCN Sports Talk. I'm Jeremy Stout, and this week across the table from me, a new co-host, or guest co-host, Andrew Zerhide. Andrew, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And I know you do a lot of stuff on the station. We'll get into that, some different programming, and my partner on the broadcast. So we have a couple exciting games coming up. We'll talk about those. Let's first jump right into the NFL. Patriots, we talked about it, myself and Dave talked about it last week, going to Denver. Brady not playing well in Denver, 2-7. But they get a win. It wasn't pretty at times, but hey, sometimes it doesn't matter how you get it.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't pretty. The Pats definitely struggled to score. I mean, that's kind of their bread and butter, their offense. But
Right.
I think there was only one touchdown in that game, and it was the Pats who got it. I believe it was like a 1 yard rush.
Yeah, it was LeGarrette Blount,
by
a 1 yard
LeGarrette
touchdown. That's all it
Blount,
was. Yeah.
So, yeah, the offense was definitely held in check, but they stepped up when they needed to. You know, they were able to get a lot of field goals. Gostowski looked pretty good because he struggled at times.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that because that was one of the things where you kind of say, hey, this isn't that bad. You give him some chances in a pressure game on the road. And yeah, it's Mile High Stadium or whatever the name of the stadium is now, but it's easier to kick. But his kicks were straight through. I mean, not a question.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, in I think it was single-digit weather. It's very cold. I mean, it's got to be tough for a kicker with the ball. I think it becomes harder. But yeah, he looked good, and you know they definitely throwing the ball. They struggled at times. A lot of receivers were dropping passes, but for the most part, I think they came through when they had to. And I mean, their defense really bailed them out time after time.
Yeah, and the thing you mentioned there that I want to key on is the drop passes that the receivers had. You know, there was so much talk about how the Broncos' defense is so good, and they were, give them credit. But there were a lot of bad throws by Brady when he wasn't even rushed, and there were a lot of drop passes. So is that something that you would think they should be concerned about, or is that, hey, whatever, we're done, we got the win, don't worry about it?
Yeah, well, I think playing in Denver, it is literally a mile above sea level.
Right.
I think that is a little different atmosphere. Not that Brady, you know, he has experience playing there. He hasn't been too successful, was 2-7 before that game. But you're right, you know, he had some time to throw, and he was making a lot of low passes, kind of at players' knees, which was making it difficult to catch the ball. So I'm a little concerned there, but I think when Brady plays in a lot of other cities that are not a mile above sea level, and hopefully it won't be 10 degrees. It could be. I mean, he's used to playing in cold weather, obviously, but I think he will be fine once they play in other stadiums.
So, okay, we talk about the receivers. They picked up the receiver. Obviously, that's the big news on the street. Michael Floyd was cut by the Arizona Cardinals after getting a DUI, and there's a lot of speculation, a lot of talk that, should the Patriots have done that? At this point, I don't want to excuse anything because it's not good, but he's going to take care of what he needs to take care of, and the Patriots need to take care of what they need to take care of. I mean, do you feel like it's worth taking a stand, or is it, hey, we're not going to condone it, but he's still got some talent. We want him on the team.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying, Michael Floyd going from the Cardinals to the Patriots, I mean, that's a big upgrade. It's not really disciplining him. But the Patriots, they lost Gronkowski. They really needed another receiver.
Amendola's hurt.
Amendola's hurt. Yeah, absolutely. So the Pats, they filled a need. And a lot of people talk about the Patriot way, kind of being mature players. But I don't think the Patriots are exactly condoning what he did. I think they're thinking about their team. And I'm sure, they have some trust in Michael Floyd. I'm sure they've talked to him what they expect from him. They obviously need him to not do anything like this again. He could get a big penalty by the league. I mean, he could have to sit for a few games, but also, legally, he's going to get slapped with something. So.
And the other thing, you talk about the locker room, the Patriot way, and you feel like this team, whether it be Brady or Edelman or these guys who are veterans, and you hear this a lot, they'll take him under their wing and take care of them. You got to imagine that he was told by Belichick, basically, you better shape up. We want you because you're talent, but we're not going to completely excuse everything off the field.
Right. I'm sure, he's on a very short leash. Belichick definitely laid down the law and told him, you need to shape up. You need to act like a Patriot now that you're on the team. So, he's really going to have to pretty much be flawless with this Patriot team if he wants to contribute at all going forward.
And we'll see if he gets to suit up this week against the Jets. Didn't play, obviously, last week in Denver. Made the trip, so they clearly care about him. Just bring him out there, but he didn't play. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have some more Patriots talk. Where do they go from here as opposed to they get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo maybe in the offseason, and what their chances are of getting to the Super Bowl. Plus, Red Sox hot stove action when we come back. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.